What is up, guys? Welcome to our second stream. Just go ahead and transit. Oh, we're off to a bad start today. All right, guys, we're just gonna wait for a couple people to log back in here. I'm gonna start the stream right. All right, guys. So, welcome, guys. Welcome to our second live stream of the channel. And if you guys are experiencing any connection issues, I apologize. I'm not sure why, but every time I do or try to do a live stream, it always acts up on me. It's like my, you know. No, I'm just kidding. But, hey guys, so let's get down to business tonight. Let's get some things going. If you guys don't know me, I am Anthony. My name's Anthony, and I am the head trader of Club Finesse, quote unquote head trader, because I started Club Finesse early on the end of 2020, and I actually started to um, become profitable with my trade. So the reason why I started Club Finesse was actually to involve more people into trading. And the reason why I started doing this is because I wanted a platform of community traders because, you know, trading is a lonely sport. Okay. Trading is a very lonely sport. And you know what? I realize that trading is a really lonely sport and you need support from other people sometimes. It's crucial when you start off, because when you start off trading, you need a circle of right people that are going to guide you into the trades that need to be proper. Um, so we're just checking on audio levels, making sure everything's good for tonight. And if you guys are tuned in, I appreciate you guys. This is going to be an hour live stream, so I don't blame you if you want to leave. But we're going to go over some couple things today. Okay. And obviously, I've been thinking about it. I think that, I'm going to start doing recaps. I'm going to start doing recaps every single week. Every single week on these live streams. Instead of just, you know what, I thought about it. Instead of just doing the recaps every single day, I'm thinking about doing it every single week, and maybe we can involve a couple other things on the live, um, on the channel, Monday through Friday. Okay, now here's the thing, guys. It's Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow's like, how do you say this? Tomorrow's like your prep day, you could say. And you start treating Sundays like prep day. Every Sunday, you should start to have already, since the morning of Sunday morning, you should have already a game plan. You should have a game plan on exactly what you are going to trade for the week, what your watch list is going to consist of. And then also, you got to keep in mind exactly what you got to keep in mind exactly, what companies are going to be looking at for the week. If SPY does this, if SPY does that, if the markets crash, the markets are in a bull market, what exactly are you going to get into? What plays are you going to play? And that is something that, I'm going to start doing on Sundays as well. So we're going to have a live stream on Sunday just for the plays of the week, as you can say. And then Saturdays are going to be more like a recap for the week, for the rest of the week, from Monday through Friday. And then Saturdays are going to be also including a little bit of a technical analysis lesson. Okay. And I'm doing these live streams The reason is I'm not just doing it just for the views or anything like that. I'm just doing it for just to have a certain um, record of how I do these live streams. Because I want to get better, obviously, and as long as we can get a lot of as long as I can get members, to join in the live stream, that is probably like my main goal, is to have you guys involved in the live stream as well, because every Saturday night is education night, every Sunday as well, and I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna put in the work with you guys. Okay, now, okay, we're gonna go ahead and all right, let's take you to my screen here. Okay. All right, guys. So first recap of the week, I'm gonna go over, and this is something that I specialize in this channel. Trendline VWAP crossover. You've probably heard me say about 1,000 times, and if you guys do not know what that is, I'm gonna go over that exactly tonight. Okay. Tonight is all about lessons in education and technical analysis, and exactly what stocks we're going to be looking at for a dip in the markets for the upcoming, maybe crash. Maybe we might have a crash. You might not know. But so far with the technical analysis with SPY, we've been nailing it. We've been nailing it these past couple days with the videos. If you guys have not checked them out yet, I highly recommend that you guys do. Okay, now I'm gonna transition here. Wow, terrible. Okay, here we go. Oh, great. Okay, guys. So I want to make sure that all my Wi-Fi is off or something like that. Just don't want to. I don't want to have any crashing issues or anything like that. So, um, and just making sure that everything's good. Okay, guys. So everything looks good, and I'm checking it on my phone just to make sure that nothing is. Um, okay, so guys, let's go ahead and talk about a couple things here. Um, I want to recap the week, okay, from Wednesday to this Friday, okay. Let's see, Jake. We're gonna go over U.S. Steel first, okay. U.S. Steel. It's taking a while here. It's giving me some work. Okay, all right. This might not work out. Not sure why we're having issues. Okay, so here we are to the on Thursday's play. Okay, Thursday's play, what we did was we got into some put options for March 26th. I want to double check. Yeah, March 26th. It was not the weekly on Fridays. It was the next expirations date of 3/19 and a $22 put option. If you guys don't know what options are or puts or whatever, don't worry about it. It's all included in the courses, and I'm gonna go ahead and go more over that. This is just for experienced traders right now. Later on throughout the live stream, I'm gonna go over some basics with you guys, if in case you guys are new to trading. Okay. So yeah, so this is what we did. Okay, so this is the previous day of 3/17. Okay, 3/18 was Friday, and on 3/17, we see X, which is US Steel. I trade US Steel on 318. You see on the opening candle here, okay? We surge up with some volume. This is on Thursday. Let me remind you, Thursday, $23, and then on the closing of 318, we get back down to yeah, 21.97, around there. So, how did I play this? Okay, so in the group chat, I mentioned how US Steel was very overextended with the markets on SPY, because US Steel follows SPY, okay, in case you didn't know. So if you ever want to trade options, okay, and you're a newbie and you don't want to blow up your account, the number one suggestion that I would make for people is to play options with US Steel only, okay? The reason why, I would play options with US Steel is because US Steel is a very slow mover, okay? It's a very slow mover, and it follows the SPY. So if you're gonna go into some SPY put options, I highly wouldn't recommend it. That is the number one way you can blow up your account. And that's something that you have to keep in mind when you have a small account. If you have a large account, I'd say go for it. I would say just go for it. But for small accounts, I highly recommend that if you are going to play some put options or call options, you only trade X, which is US Steel, okay, because it follows the SPY. And plus, the volatility isn't there. The decay, all you have to worry is about decay. Make sure you have enough time when you're playing US Steel or options in general, okay? When you're playing options, you want to make sure that if you're going to be playing it Monday through Tuesday or Wednesday, no, not Wednesday. I wouldn't even recommend Wednesday. Monday through Tuesday, if you're going to be playing options, I would only do weeklies, okay? Yes, they are more expensive, but it gives you time. However, if you are going to be playing options on a Wednesday, on a Thursday, or on a Friday going into the close of the weekend, I would highly recommend playing options for next month's, or give yourself at least 2 weeks. Give yourself some slack, guys. I mean, I would highly recommend that. Giving yourself some slack is like saving your ass. You do not want to get crushed on these options, especially when you're starting off. It's the number one way to blow up your account, and and I mentioned it again, and it's something that to keep in mind, because when you're playing options, this can easily lead to a mindset where you just want to give up on trading. Okay, so make sure you're giving yourself some time. Trade X, which is US Steel, follows the SPY, and you should be good. Okay, and it's actually the number one way how I grew my account. Playing X, US Steel, and pot stocks, and gold. But my suggestion for you new traders is just get into this X option game. Okay. Now, so guys, in the chat room, I mentioned how US Steel was overextended with SPY on Thursday. Okay, on Thursday. Now, going into the close on Thursday, okay, 318. Okay, on 318, what we did was we got into some put options for the following week, not the weekly, which was Friday. We got into the next week's put option, and obviously with the sell-off with the SPY, of course, and we profited pretty good on this play. This play was actually, this was actually a really good call from me. And I think some other members did take a piece of that action as well. So yeah, US Steel was the number one play for Thursday night. Thursday's close. Okay. So Thursday's close, which was the 18th. into the daily chart here. Sorry guys, I'm having a little bit connection issue here. I'm not sure why, but yeah, so 318 we got into $22 put options for the I'm gonna take you a little bit closer. $22 put options for the 26, I believe. And so at the on Thursday's close, we got into $22 put options, and then on Friday, you notice how it went down to 21.97, 21.75, and that is where I profited most of that put option. Okay, now that is for U.S. Steel. My second recap that I'm going to go over for this week was TKAT, and I'm going to go over that trade line VWAP crossover that I mentioned many times in the live streams or in my channel or in my videos. And if you guys are confused still, don't worry, I'm going to go over that exactly real quick here. And for new traders, this is an advanced trading style, so don't get confused. I'll go over this very slowly and briefly, but let's see here. This is not working out. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Yeah, this is taking a minute here. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna add. We're gonna go over window capture and hit OK. We're gonna, yep, there you go. That's better. Hit OK. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna transition here. Link to the top. There we go. That's better. All right, so guys, if you guys are just joining the live stream, we're just going over exactly what I went over on Thursdays and Friday's game plan and recap for the week, and then let me just take you to TKAT here real quick here. Let's see. So this is the 18th, and then this is the 19th. So, oh yeah. So this was on Wednesday. Wednesday, what happened with TKAT was that had a 22% gain on this TKAT here. This is terrible. Okay. Let's try this. And then yeah, so we went over US Steel. I'm gonna go over TKAT and then JKIN. But let's go over JKIN. TKAT is just being a pain right now, and then JKIN. Looks like this live stream, guys, we're gonna have to probably end it early. This is taking a minute. It's ridiculous. JKIN. Yeah, next live stream is going to be a little bit more, a little bit better. A little bit better. Okay. What the fuck? Really? Okay. You know what? This thing's taking quite a while here. Okay. So we're gonna go over TKAT, our second trade of the week. Okay, and our only trade of the week, I believe, for Thursday. No, sorry, Wednesday. Now Wednesday, it was on the 17th, I believe. 17th. You see how it made the surge volume, held the trade line, broke below the trade line on the 5-minute chart. And the reason why I got into this was because, and if I could show you, I wish I could because of this internet, but so what happened was I drew my Fibonacci retracement levels, okay, from the very bottom of the 17th, so $5.20, as you can barely see it over there, and then I drew it to the high of the day of the 17th, which was right there, that made that high. And notice how it broke below trade line, which is that gold line, if you can see on my screen. Gold line broke below, and then it tries to touch VWAP here. So I'm gonna like zoom in just a little bit here. You know what? I'm gonna have to fix the stream here. Give me a second, guys. We're gonna have to go over stream settings. This thing forever. Yeah, it doesn't even let me change it. Okay, no worries. So, reason of this trade, if you can barely see it, so it broke below VWAP, okay, and notice how it held and didn't break below VWAP. That is the main key of the stock. When it doesn't break below VWAP and it bounces over VWAP, that's when you know that the stock has a little bit more of that gas in it, okay, a little bit in the tank. So I drew my Fibonacci retracement levels to the high of the day from the very bottom of the day. And then notice how VWAP and the 38.2 fib lines up dead even, just about dead even, bounces off of that zone, and that's when I said, okay, it's getting above the trade line, so that's where I'm going to enter to my position, okay? I actually got into a full-size position, okay? Okay, sorry. Taking a minute here. There. Now, right there, that's where I got in, and the reason why I got into that is because, like I said, It bounces off of VWAP, bounces off of 38.2 fib. Retested it. My stop loss was going to be below that VWAP where that 50-day is, which is that blue line, which is around that $12.80 area. But I got in at around that 1530. So 1530, got into a position, and then I made our way up. We were going to take profits, but we bounced again off VWAP, made a trend, broke above the trend, held the trade line, made a nice squeeze right here around that 1860 area, and then that's where we took profits. First take profits, and then we started to trend, just holding that trade line just nicely, and then we made our way up again, and we took profits, last take profits around this area. So that was the and of course throughout the whole day, the next day gaps up. Obviously we don't know if it's going to gap up or not the next day, because trading is just only going to be all about just taking profits, and not just holding a stock within the same. My trades last about couple minutes to a couple hours. So it just depends, what exactly your trading style is. I also trade options for, throughout the days for the next couple, something that expires, 2 weeks out. I probably would trade an option or a stock I would trade options on a stock, and then the next day, if I have, if it's green, then I would take profits. But for something that I did like this on TKAT, this lasted actually quite a few, an hour or two on that trade, and I had time. So TKAT was that one trade of Wednesday, okay, and then I wish I could show you this, but this is gonna take a little JK. It's gonna take a while here. Yeah, this is not working. Okay. I'm just gonna have to go through the yikes. JKAI, or no, JKIN. What did I write here? Interesting. I don't even know what I wrote. It was JKEN? Damn. How did I forget my trades? Okay. Well, never mind that, guys. I am not going to go through the group chat just to look for the stock name. But anyways, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to finish this screen right here, and then this is terrible. Okay. Okay. All right. Anyways, guys, now trading. Okay. Now trading with the stock market crash, you just want to make sure that if you're going to be investing, you don't want to catch a falling knife. So just keep a lookout for any news that's going to make a rug pull throughout the markets. I could say that, if you do catch a falling knife, it's gonna hurt you bad in the long term, because you're invested in the stock or in these stocks heavily, and you don't want to be caught up where the bottom hasn't even started yet. 389. We're right here. We're kind of extended right on that SPY. I think that we can go back to that 378 level, 370, from the 100-day moving average. Like I said in the last couple of videos, when we break on that 50-day moving average, which is this blue line right here, if we're going to start touching that and violate that a couple times, I think we can make our way down to that orange line right here, that 375, 378 area. Because it looks like we're on our way over there. On Monday, I expect I expect Monday to be a bloody Monday. Because it looks like the trend has broken on the daily chart for the SPY. My technical analysis for that is that we could hit that 50-day moving average, which is that 380 area, 383, and then if we break below that, we're gonna head towards that 375, 378. 373 area, and I don't think anything lower than that. So if the SPY does get to that level right there, I am expecting to add to my long-term portfolio for energy stocks, infrastructure, tech stocks, a little bit of hedging on some gold, and then maybe some crypto stocks I would just trade. I wouldn't hold. Couple crypto stocks that you want to keep in mind are EBON, MRNA, I think, EBON. There's two other ones. Can't think of it. However, yeah, I would trade crypto stocks. Crypto stocks are going to be part of. Crypto is going to be a good way to kind of like play or hedge in the market if you wanted to trade, because in the next couple days we're going to see just red. We're not going to see a bullish market, because I know a lot of you thrive with a bullish market, and bullish just means stock market just goes up and up and up and doesn't stop. However, in a bearish market, I would highly recommend, if you are going to trade, just be careful when you get in these trades. And that also includes, for SPY, if you're going to get into these put options or whatever, or shorting, you're really going to shoot yourself in the foot if you don't have the right technical analysis, and that involves you guys being in a chat room. Okay, now SPY, okay, like I said, don't catch a falling knife. A falling knife is going to hurt you bad. You want to wait till it settles if you're going to go long on any position. If you're going to go short, like I said, just be careful with any technical analysis, making sure that all your analysis lines up correctly, because you don't want to do a mistake that would gravely hurt you in a position that you go short in. Okay. But yeah, so that is my technical analysis for SPY. FCEL is going to be a good. I always talk about FCEL, and I'm going to be adding to my position pretty soon here. On chat, I was telling members that I'm going to be adding more to the energy sector on my long-term portfolio, and I think a couple videos back I talked about adding FCEL around a $12 area range, which is right here. And we get that one last push from stimulus, which turned into a bullish market for a couple days, and then now we're breaking below a moving average, and we're holding this 100-day moving average. Now, I think right here on Monday, okay, on Monday, if we do make our way on FCEL on the daily chart, if we break below the 100-day moving average, I'm going to add a small position to my FCEL portfolio, long-term portfolio. I'm going to be adding my majority of my shares around this $10 area, $9 area, because that's a really good buy. Okay, that area is a really good buy, and that's something I would highly recommend for those of you that are looking for a play within the next couple weeks, and to add more to your long-term portfolio for the energy sector. Now, BW is going to be a industrial slash energy sector, I believe. BW deals with biogas, natural gas. Let's see what it talks about here. It does take a while. I apologize about that. So on the company, It talks about let's see, industrial goods, machinery, equipment, and components. That's just the brief. The summary tells you the rest. You can read more about Babcock and Wilcox. That is what BW stands for. BW is a really good long-term stock. It has a lot to do with energy. Yeah, a lot of energy technology, industrial, and nitrogen gas. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I mean, you can read more about it, but this is something that I'm going to be adding to my long-term portfolio as well. It's really overextended right here on the daily chart, as you can see. It's barely holding the trend line, and I want to see it break below that 50-day moving average, and maybe I'll be adding more to that 548 level around there. I'll be adding a full size to my long-term portfolio. I don't think that BW can break below the 100-day moving average and head towards $4. If it does, I mean, that's a really great discount for a long-term uh, portfolio for stock here for BW. Okay, so BW is a really good long-term that you want to add. KNDI. I mean, like, if we're gonna get into the energy sector, um, if we're gonna get into the energy sector, I'm gonna be highly honest, like truthfully honest on that. I think if we're gonna get into the energy sector, I mean, let's be realistic. That investing into the energy or sorry, tech sector. Okay, I meant tech sector. If we're gonna be going into the tech sector, I mean, I honestly wouldn't expect any of that money to be working for me until the next 2-3 years. It's going to be starting to work, not even work at all. Within the next 2 to 3 years, I think that we could see the energy or tech sector start to work within the 2-3 years mark. I mean, this is a really good buy if you really think about it. KNDI at $7. Geez, I would definitely buy some more shares if I were you guys to add to my long-term portfolio. I really like KNDI because the company is so underrated. The company, I believe, came out with a model for a smaller vehicle on an electric vehicle, and they just need to come out with a presentation for a larger vehicle. And I believe that this company has a lot of potential. They made a deal with Ford, I believe. I could be wrong, but it is a Chinese EV stock that I would look into for tech. Obviously Tesla's a really good play for tech stocks as well, but Tesla is a little bit more like for people who have large accounts, and Tesla would be actually something that you would have to add here and there, and it's a cold stock. It's a giant cold stock, and it's something that um, moves very volatile. Okay, so trading Tesla is actually could be rewarding, but could also be very unrewarding, you could say. So UVXY is something that I'm going to be using as a tool to be hedging within the next couple weeks for the market. Okay, UVXY right now is at a pretty good low at 672, and basically UVXY is kind of like a a fear vehicle, a fear vehicle for whenever there is uncertainty in the markets, people would hedge with UVXY. UVXY is just pretty much like a fear vehicle. It's at its low right now. It's 657, um, which is not bad. Not bad. If we get this stock market crash, I could see this thing spike. I could see this thing spike for sure. It's below the trade line, so I would consider this a really good buy for a hedge. Okay, a really good buy for a hedge. And just hedging just means like to add to your to add a small or decent sized position, not a full size, just a decent sized position, in case we get any uncertainty throughout the markets. So that way you can capitalize off of this off of this move here from UVXY. VXX is also another vehicle that people use to use when the market is on in a panic mode, I guess you can say, or uncertainty. Okay, VXX follows UVXY obviously, and then plays the opposite of the SPY in a way. Not completely the opposite. It just plays uncertainty. Okay, whenever there's uncertainty in the market, people will play VXX or UVXY. And that is the reason why I would probably hedge with these two plays. And then JNUG would be a good hedge as well for like some call options. You can play call options for a couple months out if you can find a good cheap option call. JNUG right now 92.13. The last time I checked, it was like at $88, which is not bad. We're looking to see if JNUG can break above that 50-day moving average. And the reason why I say JNUG, it's because it's an ETF. It's going to give you some potential moves. It's not something I would invest in long term. I would just play it with gold. If you see gold moving up and down, I would play some JNUG. Okay, and by looking at gold, I mean by going on the investing.com is one of the tools that I use every single day in the morning with members, and I tell them, guys, I use this tool on investing.com to see, what is moving in the markets. If gold is moving in the markets, I know that gold plays are going to be in play. If oil stocks are moving in the markets, I'm going to be playing oil stocks as well. Oil stocks, natural gas is another thing. And I want to look at oil stocks too. WLL. Let's see what WLL is a good oil stock. OXY, Oxy is a good. Occidental is a good stock. Yeah, these things are running up pretty good. Not sure what catalyst made these oil stocks move, but if the SPY pulls back, I would expect to buy some Oxy. Let's see where Oxy's at valued. Not bad, $28.10. I remember when Oxy was probably like $9. Yeah, and yeah, we're going back to the 50-day moving average. I want to see this blue line cross over this purple line, and if it does, I'm going to be adding to my long term for oil stocks. Oil stocks are going to be in play. Once oil stocks are in play, travel stocks are in play. Carnival CCL. Let's see here. That's a travel stock, by the way. I would buy. Wow, I hadn't seen CCL since the market crash, but $30 is pretty damn good. Not to buy, but to capitalize off of. Wow, that's insane. Okay, now here's the thing. Travel right now is very regulated. Okay, it's in a way where it's in a way where it's back to its normal, but I highly would suggest, when things start to open back up, I would start to get into these entertainment stocks. I know this sounds silly, but believe me, I would do it. AMC, I would actually add. Right now it's at a ridiculous price. I wouldn't buy this at $13, $14. I would buy this more like at, wow, at maybe like $6. $6, $7 is the max I'd probably spend on AMC. But I would buy more of these shares if if we get a market crash, I would add to the AMC to my long-term portfolio for entertainment stocks when the economy opens back up. when it opens back up, I'm gonna be, capitalizing off of AMC um, massively because entertainment, we're back open. Everything's back to normal, and we're gonna treat this virus um, like a normal flu season. Okay, so just keep in mind AMC is a good entertainment stock. CZR Caesar's Palace is a good one. Caesar's Palace, Caesar's Entertainment. Um, AMC CZR is a good one. Ooh, they're damn, bro. Are you kidding me? $89? Wow, I remember. Wow. See, guys, whenever there's like a stock market crash, that's when like you want to take advantage because this is what happens. This is the result. This is the result of knowing what to do during a stock market crash. And when you get into a stock market crash, and you add to a long-term portfolio, the potential gains are unlimited. They're unlimited, and look at how much CZR from $6 to $106. That's $100 per share that this stock increased. Um, so yeah, guys, keep a lookout for any stocks, growth stocks. Just be careful. With with the stock market crash, if there is any, or a dip. If we get a dip to the 100-day, I'm not saying that we're gonna have a crash for sure, but I'm gonna say that I'm gonna be prepared with the mindset that if we do have a crash or if we do have a dip, I'm gonna be adding to a long-term portfolio. I would suggest that you guys do the same as well. For those of you that are actually already doing it, congrats. Congrats on that. Congrats on that capitalization. Let's see. So yeah, we went over tech stocks. We went over some hedging plays. We went over entertainment. We went over a little bit of the oil stocks. We went over some energy industrial. We went over the SPY, and then we did a little bit of the recaps. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about, okay? The one thing I do want to talk about, and that is very important for, I would say, experienced traders, okay? For experienced traders, I would say, it's not JKIN, it's ZKIN. I can't understand my own writing. That's embarrassing. Anyways, guys, like what I'm trying to say is the most important thing that I'm gonna go over in this ooh, okay, what's going on here? Okay, yeah, my camera just died, but I just noticed right now. But guys, ZKIN. Okay, I'm gonna go over this and then I'm gonna finish the live stream. But we're gonna go over this on the 5-minute chart. Click on that. Next live stream, I promise, if you guys are seeing this or if you guys ever see this, it will be a little bit better than what it is now. Okay. Now, here is what I want to go over. Okay. ZKIN on Thursday. No, sorry, Friday. I'm gonna take you on Friday. Okay. Notice how. Okay, right here, right off the bell, I scalped just a little bit of ZKIN right off the bell. Now, on ZKIN, what I did was, this was on Friday. On Friday, what I did was I drew my Fibonacci retracement level from the very bottom of the previous day, okay, to the top of the high of that morning when I was going to make a trade, okay? And what I did was I noticed how the stock moved, okay? I noticed how the stock moved. I noticed how much the volume was in the stock, and I noticed how it bounced off the trade line. If it broke below the trade line, I would have been like not looking at the stock as much as I would have when I first traded it on Friday. When it bounced off of this trade line and it made its way above VWAP, it's kind of like a trade line VWAP crossover. However, you don't get that crossover initially until, throughout the day. Now, the reason why I got into the stock was that it broke the initial morning high, okay? And I got in right at that red candle, okay? I got in at that red candle. I got in that red candle around 11:16, and then we made our way up. We bounced off of VWAP and trade line. There was support on that 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, and we made a new high to $12.16. Then we pushed even higher, and we took profits on that first spike right here above the new high of the day. We took profits here, second take profits there, and then last take profits was right here. Okay, when the stock did not bounce off of the trade line to make a new high, we took our final take profits around this zone. But I'm treating this as a trade line VWAP crossover. Trade line VWAP crossover is when the 9 EMA crosses over the VWAP, okay? And VWAP is just, your volume weighted average price, which is just fancy word for like average price. Now, when the trade line crosses over VWAP, okay, when it does that, it gives you a potential like surge of volume with an insane move with an extension, and it's a great way to capitalize off of every stock that you get into. However, in this case, it bounced off the trade line on this small little candle, and then it made its way above VWAP, and it was holding VWAP just nicely, just sitting on there. Got into a position, scalped it, added, took profits, and then second take profits, and then third take profits. On that failure of holding that trade line. So yeah, guys, I mean, just keep in mind like how when the stock moves like something like this with some insane massive volume, like you want to keep in mind that when you get into these trades, you have to look at a lot of things. You got to look at a lot of things. You got to be able to see it in the naked eye quick, and that's the beauty of it. You start to see it a little bit faster every single trade. Even if you're a novice trader or intermediate trader or whatever, beginner trader, I say that whenever you start to trade, and you take these trades, and eventually, you actually get a little bit better. You actually get better throughout your career as a trader. So that is something you just want to keep in mind, because with every single trade that you take, your indicators right away, you just know when a candle does something, or when it's lined up with a certain indicator, you just know exactly, where you are going to take profits. You know exactly where you're going to stop out of your position. So yeah, that's something that you want to just keep in mind. Okay, keep in mind. Now, here's something for you guys that that makes it easier. Okay, when you get into a stock, you want to make sure that the volume is there, obviously, and you want to see that the stock breaks new highs. If it breaks new highs, it tells you exactly that the stock is very strong. Okay, now that is just and then the main thing that you look for whenever you trade pre-market is that you trade stocks that have abnormal volume. Okay, abnormal volume is kind of like the key, okay, to that. So anything that has abnormal volume is something that, and abnormal just means high volume, is something that you want to keep on your radar. Okay, and something that has a good market cap. So yeah, guys, on the next live stream, we're gonna have a little bit better of a quality. Our camera's not gonna die. I don't know why, but I just had bad luck. I should have planned this out a little bit better, guys. But I'm glad that if you guys just sneaked a little bit of this, great, makes me happy. Now, the channel's growing. The channel's growing. Um, as you guys can see, in the past couple days, it's made a massive amount of new subscribers and so on and so on, and it's really it's great. It's great. I just want to say that things will eventually start to change throughout the channel with content wise, and that's just something that you guys should just keep in mind. Okay, keep in mind because eventually everything's gonna actually. Sorry, I'm just a little distracted right now. Um, that's something that you guys should just keep in mind because you know um, throughout the next couple months we're going to start to see a big change throughout the markets, throughout these channels, throughout people's lives, and it's going to affect us all. But yeah, that's just a couple of words that I need to let you guys know about. But yeah, if you guys haven't yet, I want you guys to if you guys haven't yet, subscribe to the channel because we post new videos every single week. And if you guys like the content that we give you, we appreciate you guys just following or just viewing the channel because that's what we're about. That's what we're about. All right, guys. Okay. Hope you guys have a great weekend. On Sunday, I'm not gonna post another live stream till I'm a little bit more prepared for the next live stream. But yeah, so the next live stream, just come prepared. Just come prepared. I'm gonna be prepared for sure. But yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. You guys take care now.